Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Barney and Clifford show. And as you can see, there's a fat ass here who needs to die. Wait, what? And now, on to the episode. After some recent events of stuff I did, the only question I have to ask myself is, was it worth it? Was what I've done worth it? Was becoming who I am now worth it? A fat Barney. What? Do you have any idea where that thing is that I need? And that would be... I actually have a better question. What? I've been meaning to ask this for a while. I was going to ask you this a while ago, but didn't get to due to events. Like the multiversal war and whatever others, and that whole thing of that I accidentally did, getting myself and the Cliffords banished from the main solar system. More accurately, but I've been meaning to ask you this. How actually were you doing since those events? Still the same. Still the same as I did when that stuff was happening. And plus, who were you talking to? It seemed like you were talking to someone. Technically, I was. What do you mean by that? 'Cause that someone is dead. I assumed that person went to whatever equivalent of an afterlife there is. And that would be... my particular favorite child. Wait, you had a favorite child after how many kids you had? And And your first was your favorite? It was before I met you. It was before I left the planet I was created on. Only weeks after I was created. Only weeks after I was created. I was already in a relationship, and I had no idea what it's like to be a child. Since I never had a childhood, I was created as an adult, specifically to be the purpose of being comic Barney. But I was a failed experiment. But I haven't told you much about my time before I met you. Before we had the Barney and Clifford show. But out there, I have a younger brother. The one who wasn't the actual comic Barney, who was actually successful, who was an actual success, unlike me. Within weeks of your creation, you were already in a relationship, and you were already in a relationship with someone. And already had a kid? How? The first person I was in a relationship, their pregnancy spans was shorter than most. Only taking like 3 weeks. And wait. How did you become stupid? I had Ostrovius remove my brain. Since unlike anyone else here, I don't need my brain to stay alive. I have a special sort of chip in my head that makes it to where my brain isn't needed. Except I'm stupid and I can't access my power, my comic abilities. Because since I don't have a brain anymore, I can't access my comic abilities. What happened to your favorite kid? He was murdered by my brother, the actual comic Barney. And I tried to kill him. And I fought him with my comic abilities. But little did I realize, my comic abilities destroyed that whole solar system. The solar system in which I was created. At least I think. How come you're able to remember any of this? Even without my brain, those memories managed to come back. Something I never thought would happen after having my brain removed. Wait, you're telling me you intentionally became stupid? Yes. I had a life before I met you, Clifford. I have a backstory. Just not a good one. Technically, I didn't have much of a good backstory either. Both my parents were hippies. And my parents abandoned me at birth. I was about to die. They left me in the wild, and I was about to die. And then all of a sudden I was saved by my grandfather, the creator of the Clifford Council, whose name is Reginald. He was the best Clifford I ever knew. He was the best Clifford there ever was, and ever will be. My idol. I watched him get murdered when I was a kid. Just a few years later, and after that I was sent. I lived in somewhat of an orphanage for the next few. I lived in a military camp after my grandfather was killed. Because back when my grandfather was killed, they suspected a war. And my father, being the absolute criminal that he was, decided to attack the person who it was. Little that we realized it was Memphis. Memphis caused the Clifford Nam. He killed my grandfather when I was a kid. But one thing I learned from military camp was that you can either be the good guy or the person who saves the world. And I chose to be the person who saved the world. Little that anyone knew. There's a story I haven't told anyone about regarding the Clifford Nam. But that's a story for another time. Since this is not about me, I was just trying to sympathize with you. Since technically, we both don't have good backstories. It's what we choose to be in the future. So tell me this, Fat Barney. Would you want to continue being that thing you would want to that you were in the past, in the future? I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. Fat Barney, yes. Believe it or not, I'm kind of jealous of you in a way. What? How? Unlike me, you're technically immortal. You can respawn. Nothing really much can kill you permanently. But every time you die, you come back. In a way, I'm kind of jealous of you too. That since we're talking about this, I might as well confess something myself. And that would be, you're actually smart. And I'm kind of jealous of that. And plus, you're the best person I know. Which is why I stuck around for so long, for so many years. Wait, is that really true? Yes. That's why I stuck around here for so long. Ah. Oh yeah, hey Fat Barney. Yes? I'm just gonna say this now, but I'm pretty sure we're about to see some comments from somebody called HuskyDog88 at some point after this episode's uploaded. Yeah, I know. Wait, I thought something was going to happen in this episode. You know, like any of the recent event and some of the events that are currently happening in this here right now in other locations in other areas of this planet. Not this episode, Classic Sonic. And what just happened? I'll explain to you off camera. Okay. Alright, everyone. We all hope you liked this episode. And yeah, be sure to like, subscribe, do all that. And yeah, bye.